Welcome, my friends, to the brand new year, 2020, or just 20. You have entered the zone for Larry's Fountain Pen. If you're brand new and just have found me, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little bell to get notified when I load up a video. Right? Thank you. Wow. 2020. January 2020. That's a trip. And never leave the farm. Anyway, to start off with a bang, we're going to be talking about a Jim Hinze custom pen. A demonstrator. You heard me. A demonstrator. Right. People have been asking me, does Jim Hinze make demonstrators? Well, yes. And he finally sent me one for review. Yes, I've got to return it. Can't keep it. Oh, well. So, I'm going to see what I like about the pen and what I don't really care for about the pen. Okay? If you watch my videos, you'll know why. Right, so let's get into it. Here it is. It comes in a cardboard sleeve. Okay? Nothing fancy, and that's cool. It saves money to keep that price down on the pen. So, I am a guy that saved my pen cases. And then it comes in this plastic see-through sleeve to protect everything. I'll slide that right off. And here comes like in a tin pen case with the Jim Hinze handcrafted pen with a Hinze logo on front. On the back, nothing. On the sides, back, nothing. So let's open her up and be amazed by the Jim Hinze Demonstrator. Voila! Comes in this nice, secure foam so it won't bounce everywhere. So that's cool. Set that aside. Now, let me get my little pen pad here, and we'll put it right there in those beautiful colors. Now let's just look at colors. Look at the colors that Jim has put in this demonstrator. Beautiful. Give me a real good close-up on this. This is really gorgeous. Just look at this, for real. You know, I'm not really into demonstrators. I do have some demonstrators. But this one, by far, is really good looking. You know, I've seen it on a website before, or was it at the Dallas Pen Show. And, you know, it was okay, to be honest with you. I wouldn't floorboard it, no, until I actually got this and actually really got looking at this pen. And I'm saying, you know what? This is not a bad looking pen. It's not gaudy. It's not flashy. It's ripe. It pops. The colors throughout the pen just pop. They all blend in together. It just works well together. Jim did a great job combining these colors together in the demonstrator. And it comes with a converter. And as you go up the cap, there's nothing there. It's nice, flat circle. And it goes on down to the bottom. Same thing. But it's all nice. Unscrew the cap. And the pen comes out. Can you post it? Let's see. No. And you don't need to post it because it's a big enough pen that it will feel comfortable in your hands. Small hands, large hands, medium hands, doesn't matter. It's going to work. It's going to work well, and you will notice how comfortable the pen feels in your hand. Let's unscrew the barrel. Quite a few turns, looks like. And it comes with a usual Schmidt converter, and we'll take that right out and put it right back in.
And for anybody that's new to pens, why is it called a demonstrator?
Well, because you can see through it. And we're going to put it back on, and we're going to see how many turns it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 11 and a tad more turns. Okay. Yeah, but demonstrators, people love demonstrators because they're clear and they love to see that ink slushing back and forth in it. Well, with this one, you can still see the ink in the converter. Do not make this pen into an eyedropper. It will not be able to be an eyedropper. I'll explain later in the video. So the grip, as we go down the barrel, it just a slight little step on the barrel to where the cap screws on to the barrel. And there's nothing that's going to be sharp or annoying if you decide to hold your fingers up higher. I know some people do. I hold them here, but the grip is really going to be, I think, large enough for even large fingers as well. And this nib, I believe, is a 1.1. Let me make sure. It is a 1.1, and it has, if you can get a good close-up on this, Hinze logo is now putting on his nib. So that's sharp. For a pen maker just starting out, been doing this, I don't know, 3-4 years maybe longer, I could be wrong. A little guy, he is now putting his mark on his labels. He is rising. He is a rising pen maker. I don't mean he's just a little guy by the sense of, he's just under the pen maker. He's finally made the decision to start really putting in all he has into making fountain pens, because that's his heart. He's a pen enthusiast like you and I. And he is making the pen shows. So when you're at a pen show, you might want to look out for Jim Hinze. He'll have tables set up, and I will discuss more on that in detail in the video. But Jim has really come a long way in making fountain pens. I think the more you make, the better you get. So, later in the video, I will give you the weight of this pen and the dimensions of this pen, and doing the writing sample for you as well. Okay, the material used is hybrid material made from aluminite and aluminum honeycomb. This pen, like other demonstrators, cannot be eyedropped. So please do not eyedrop this pen. The aluminum is a reactive metal. I got lost in the maze, and would be directly exposed to the ink inside the barrel. This is why I'm explaining. Over time, the ink will begin to corrode in the aluminum, resulting in potential leaks or failure of the bond between the resin and the aluminum. So that's really important when you buy a pen. Not all pen demonstrators can be eyedropped. That's very important information. This is only for the aluminum resin hybrids. Other demonstrators won't be restricted. So, very important information. Beautiful, isn't it? really. This pen doesn't have a name. If it does, I haven't seen it. So, we'll just call this the Hybrid. How's that? What do you think, Mr. Smith?
Hybrid sounds
Yeah,
fine, yes.
until Jim corrects me.
Or honeycomb. I like the honeycomb.
Honeycomb, okay, we'll just do honeycomb. Honeycomb's cool. Honeycomb, won't you be my baby? Gonna honeycomb, won't you be? All right, here we go. So, what do you say? I'll be back with some ink, and we're going to ink it up, and we'll give you the measurements and weight. Cool? Cool. Peace. Be back. Okay, folks. Before I do the writing test, I'll go over what I like about this pen and what I don't like about the pen. What I like about the pen is the amazing colors that are in this pen. They really are really nice. Look at this orange, the greens, all how they blend in together and how the light hits it. And right here, almost like a, I know it's not, but to me it looks like a pearl kind of look when that light hits it. It really is interesting how that color works. And again, look, the greens and the orange, all how they work together, like right in here especially, and come down here. It's almost like a magnifying glass. Can you see that, Mr. Announcer?
Yes.
Wow, that is really cool. So you have your bad eyesight, hello, you can just use that old magnifying glass right there. Interesting. I thought I'd just point that out. And it is just really designed. I like the way it's designed. It's round. The only thing that I don't care for, and this is just personal, my own personal thing, is there's no clip on it. You know, clip for me, it's a must because I like to put them in my pocket and carry them. So, it's a big pen, a large pen. And here's the Monteverde against it. For me, you know, it's a nice pen, but I would like it smaller for me. This size right here, the Monteverde Invincia, is really a nice, perfect size pen that I enjoy carrying because I like the size of it and the weight of it. Does that make it a bad pen? No, because people like large, big pens. And this would fit that completely. You would really like this pen. It would be a fun pen to use. If I ever ordered one like this, I would have Jim size it down for sure and put a clip on for sure. But for all you people out there that like ink demonstrators, you can see that ink slushing back and forth in that converter. See right there? Really sweet. And I'm using the Monteverde olive ink, olive green ink right there. Olivine, one of my favorite all-time green inks. The weight of this pen without any ink in it is 22.5 G's. The length of the pen capped is 5.89 inches. The length of the barrel, just the barrel, from here to here, is going to be 4.63 inches. The grip, and just the grip, is going to be 0.84 inches. The cap is going to come in at 2.48 inches. The girth of the cap, up and down, it's going to be 0.61. The girth of the barrel, all the way through, it's going to be 0.56 inches. Now let's go ahead and see how many turns it takes to cap it. 1, 2, 3, a little over 3. That's good, I like that. So, it really is a great pen, for real. I love the pen. It's really nice. So, last but not least, let's get to writing with this pen. So I'm going to use Tomo Ripper paper while I have that out. I usually use the Rhodia blank, but we have it out, and we're going to go ahead and use it because I can. That's why. This is really a nice nib. And we're going to call this pen again the Honeycomb. .1 nib. And then the ink I'm using is Monteverde. Olive bean. And we'll do some writing. We'll do the downstroke, so 1.1, and we'll do a cross stroke. You get a thinner line. You get a broader line when you go down on the stroke, and a thinner line when you go across with the stroke. Steady flow. The nib is really nice, smooth, wet. No skips, no hard starts. The nib is really a sweet nib. So, Jim's got another plus going on here. Jim has some real nice nibs. Whoever he gets them from, really nice. And that's the heart of the pen. Lays right here, the nib. You can have the most beautifulest pen in the world, but if the nib is crummy, for me, I think the pen is useless. So, there you have it, folks. The first pen to start out the new year 2020 is the Jim Hinze Custom Pen. The Honeycomb with the 1.1 nib. Smooth, wet nib. A large pen. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got the information you need about this pen in here. You have my personal thoughts in this pen, what I like and don't like, but is that the deal breaker for me on this pen? Absolutely not. Beautiful pen, great pen. Mr. Hinze, congratulations. You did it again. And I hope to see a whole lot more of new styles of pens for 2020. Folks, thank you for joining me on Larry's Fountain Pen. It's been a blast. You've been some cool, great audience out there. So, with that said, as I always say, God bless, take care, and don't text and drive. Bye-bye.